everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting announcement video that's been in the works for some time now. I've been thinking about doing this for so long, and it is finally time to share with you all that I have started a Patreon. For a couple of years now, I've been going back and forth on whether I wanted to start a Patreon, and what I always came back to was wanting to make sure that if I started this Patreon, I really wanted it to be something that was going to be worthy of your time and money and valuable to you or anyone who joins the community. So I think I'm now finally in a place where I can provide that value that I've so badly been wanting to ensure is there when I open this Patreon. So I'm so excited to finally be here and be announcing this to you all. The Patreon itself is themed. I definitely wanted to go with a theme, and I was trying to think of a theme for this Patreon, something to make it feel cozy and like a little community. And I was thinking about it every morning when I was having my kind of morning reading time with my cup of coffee. And I looked down and I'm like, here's my cup of coffee, here's my book. Why don't I just make it like a coffee shop themed library or something along those lines? So that's kind of where I went with this idea. And so my Patreon community is called Literature and Lattes. It is a library / coffee shop where everyone is welcome. And when you come up to the barista, you can choose from 3 different hot beverages, and each different beverage is a different tier of the Patreon and will get you different access to certain perks. So I'm going to break it all down for you in this video. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that even if you aren't interested in joining Patreon, you can't join Patreon at this time because it's not feasible for you. Do not worry, do not fret at all. It is not necessary in order to interact with me on the channel or continue to consume the content I put out here. It is not necessary to join Patreon. This will not change anything about this channel. I will continue to upload videos as I typically would here. This is just something a little extra on top of what I'm already doing on the channel, that for those of you who are interested and would like to join a community with people who also love to read the types of books that you love to read, then this is an option. Another thing to note before I break it all down for you is all of the art in the Patreon community page was done by my unbelievably talented cousin, Olivia, who does have a website. She is open for commissions if that is something that you are interested in and are looking for an artist for any particular need. She is unbelievably talented and can do any different type of art style. She's just so fantastic and very reasonable with prices and turnaround times. So I highly recommend checking her out if you are looking for an artist. I just adore everything she came up with for Literature and Lattes. It like took my vision and just made it so much better than I could have ever thought. So thank you so much to Olivia for your gorgeous artwork. And then the other last thing to note is any money that is contributed through this Patreon is money that is going to go back into the channel and is going to go towards additional Patreon content or additional channel content. So I'm trying to make sure that the money that you are providing is going directly towards improving this community and improving what I'm able to put out there for you all. And again, I just can't tell you how much I appreciate, even if you don't join the community and you're just here watching, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So thank you so much for being here. All right, now let's get into the different tiers and the different perks that are offered with each tier. Literature and Lattes is a coffee shop library where you walk in and you go up to the barista and you have 3 different choices on the menu. The first choice is a cup of coffee. You can't go wrong with a cup of coffee. It is truly something I need every single day of my life. And that is why if you decide to get a cup of coffee and you join this tier, you are so appreciated. With a cup of coffee, you will receive exclusive access to Patreon posts that I will be doing weekly updates on with any sort of behind the scenes content, how my TBR is going, anything else that's going on in my personal life that I want to update you on. So these are just kind of weekly Patreon posts so that you can kind of get a glimpse a little bit more into the behind the scenes of the channel and of myself. And you'll also have access to our patron exclusive Discord community. So Discord is an amazing platform, and I've met so many people through being on Discord previously. So getting to have kind of a patron exclusive Discord community, this is where we're going to have so many amazing conversations about books, but about anything else besides books too. It's also where announcements will come. It's where we'll do coordination for other things that are a part of the Patreon community. So you'll have access to that. And then you will also have access to the Frothy Fantasy Book Club. So with this Patreon, I definitely wanted to make sure I was including a book club, and fantasy is my favorite genre. It is what I read the most of and what I feel like my audience comes to my channel for a lot of the time. So I definitely wanted to make this a fantasy related book club. So by making it the Frothy Fantasy Book Club, we are all going to come together every other month. So it's not going to start out as monthly, only because this year I am having another baby. So I didn't want to overcommit and then not be able to deliver each month on any of my promises. So it will start off as every other month, and maybe it will eventually change. But every other month we will have a fantasy book pick, and we will all come together on Discord to get to discuss the book. There will also be a live show associated. I'm so excited to start this book club and have some place to go to read really anticipated fantasy books with you all, and then also have really great discussions around it. So that is what comes with a cup of coffee. All right, but let's say you walk up to the barista and you decide that you are feeling a little bit more like a sweet treat today. You want something a little bit beyond the cup of coffee, and you select the vanilla latte so that you can curl up on the leather couch in the corner with your vanilla latte with a great book at your side and sip and savor that vanilla latte. That is the $5 a month Patreon tier. With that tier, you of course get everything that came with the cup of coffee tier, but you also will have access to reading sprints that will happen every other week with myself. Maybe I will also get to invite some other booktubers to join on some of those reading sprints, but you'll always have myself there on a live reading sprint where we will get to chat about the books that we're reading, maybe chat about some other stuff, and then of course have some productive reading time set aside for us. We'll also have access to themed readathons. I love readathons. I love planning readathons, and it was something I haven't been able to do in a while because with having a baby and moving and all of that stuff, it's been hard. But I am like so motivated to make these themed readathons happen. So we will have 2 readathons a year, one in the summertime, one in the wintertime, and they will last all month, and we will have prompts associated with each of the readathons that are all themed around that season that we're in, or maybe themed around something else, but they will always be themed. And with those readathons, we will of course have readathon dedicated Discord chats, recommendations made for each prompt in the readathon, and just make sure we're having a lot of fun trying to hit our reading goals through these readathons. So I'm really excited about this. This is maybe one of my favorite things about this tier that comes with it. And the other perk is, of course, a very special thank you at the end of all of my videos, because this money that is coming in from this tier, again, is going back into the channel. So improvements made to the channel, improvements made to the content and the Patreon community are coming from you all. So I really want to thank you for that. So that is the vanilla latte tier. And then finally, there is truly the ultimate delectable treat. You just feel like treating yourself today when you walk up to that barista and you are going to select the caramel frappuccino, the $8 a month patron tier. So this is the highest tier at this time. With a caramel frappuccino, you of course get everything that came before with the other tiers, but you also get a couple of other things. You'll also get to suggest a book for me to read, and each month I will make a selection from my patrons' suggestions. So I really wanted a way for you to not only participate in the behind the scenes, but to also participate directly in the content that's getting put out on the channel. So I'm very excited to start reading from some patron recommendations. The other perk is you will get to suggest video ideas for the channel, and each month I will take one of those ideas and make sure to actually feature it on the channel. So this is another thing, like choosing a book for me to read. I really want to make sure I'm making the content that you all want to see. So by selecting one of your video ideas, I am hopefully kind of making sure to tailor my content to what you all find the most value out of, what you all come to my channel to look for. And then the last perk of this one is voting power for the book club. So the Frothy Fantasy Book Club is usually the books will just be selected by myself, but once I have patrons in this caramel frappuccino tier, I will have options to choose from for the book club pick, and those patrons will get to actually vote on which book we read for that month with everyone. So very excited about this tier. Hopefully you are too. So those are the 3 patron tiers that are available right now. I will link all of this information down below, and truly, once again, I just thank you so much for being here, for watching my videos. Again, do not feel like you have to join the community to continue to consume content or provide value to this channel. I am just unbelievably grateful for each and every view. So thank you so much for being here, for watching, for thumbs upping the videos, or for subscribing. It is so appreciated, and I hope that this will be something that's extra fun for those of you who are interested in it. And I am really excited to finally be offering it after many years of thought. So let me know if you have any questions down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.